Okay, so the executive order, you heard that from the government at the top at the federal level. But of course, realizing this has to be very key. There's another initiative which is called the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. That's the council within the presidency responsible for pushing this alongside the Ministry of Industry, Trade and Investment, and the head of that body within the presidency is none other than Funmi Ilama. Let's listen to what she has to say about what these reforms is really entail from the government on the inside.
To make sure that businesses, both domestic and foreign, find it easier to do business in the country. So in various indicators, from trading across borders, to getting credit, which is another indicator that I'm responsible for, to getting electricity, to paying taxes, to starting a business. IBIS, with the mandate of PEBEC, have been systematically and progressively dismantling these barriers, dismantling this bureaucratic red tape, working with the MDAs to ensure that the business person, and as I said before, particularly MSMEs, find it easier to register a business. Now CAC has a fully automated service where it takes a maximum of 48 hours for you to search for a name, reserve that name, register your documents, all the way down to e-stamping. That has been successfully implemented. On the getting credit indicator, for instance, which I also work on, the two acts that were signed earlier this year by the acting president then, which are the Credit Reporting Act and the Secure Transactions Immovable Assets Act, allows and permits small businesses to have easier access to credit by virtue of pushing the mandate of credit bureaus to make it easier for them to assess the credibility and creditworthiness of small businesses, and also pushing forth the operations of the National Collateral Registry, which allows movable assets to be used as collateral, rather than the traditional landed and fixed property. Various things, like I said, have been done. And one of the indicators that we're also looking at is that of procurement. We noted that in particular, small businesses found it difficult to do business with government because of the onerous documentation and procedural requirements. And we've been working with the BPP to come up with special guidelines that MSMEs can use to access procurement with the government. From things like providing more simplified guidelines, to clarify what documentations they're required to submit, to working with the MDAs to make sure that they themselves are fully aware of the documentation requirements from small businesses. Indeed, the World Bank has also added a new indicator to their doing business rankings called Selling to Government, whereby they too recognize that small businesses who form the majority of the amount of businesses in most developing countries are the ones that actually drive the economy. In Nigeria, about 80% of the registered businesses are MSMEs, and MSMEs contribute nearly 50% to the GDP. So it is crucial that they find it easy to do business, and also we want to encourage them to do business with the government.
Okay, so now the part of this, as far as the government is concerned, has to do with the agency within the government that's responsible for actually buying meat in Nigeria. That's what they call the Bureau of Public Procurement, called the BPP. So what do they think in terms of standards and quality they expect the indigenous manufacturers to bring to the table? Aliyu is the head of that agency. Let's listen for a few minutes.
We have 100% margin of preference for vehicle manufacturers. We said go and patronize only made in Nigerian cars, innocent, and so everybody is trying to set up factory today. From there, we are going to increase. We say this is the content that must come in before we consider it to be. At the moment, if you bring all completely knockout parts and assemble it, to say you are okay. But with time, we expect them to improve. Later, we say, okay, you must manufacture 30% of the input in Nigeria. So by that, we reach that point. If you don't fall within that, you are out again. So that is how we increase values. So even this 30%, we'll look at it again with collaboration of Nigerians and with sensitizations. We'll debate it and we shall adopt whatever is reasonable. Now, for the splitting of contracts, that how do we know that the MDAs are not splitting their contract in order to fall below the threshold? In as much as I told you that they don't need to advertise, they can do general advert. At the beginning of the year, they will state all the things they want to do without being specific. Because the advert is in 2 stages. You should do a general purpose advert of all your activities for the year. So immediately an MDA does that, you know that you are qualified to do certain things. So you are waiting for them to come up with it so that you can participate. So there is a general advert, apart from the specific adverts. We carry out procurement audit. We are not everywhere in the country, but it's also your duty as citizens to also report. And we have whistleblowing facility in the BPP. You can send us an email, info@bpp.gov.ng. That way, anything you feel somebody is doing, an MDA is not doing something correct, because you can send us an email that, look, such and such MDA are splitting contracts, they are giving contracts to companies they form themselves, and we can then send in people to audit the organization. We are always getting those kind of things. So if you don't know, you should know now. The tender journal is not meant to be in Abuja. It's supposed to circulate widely, and it's under the purview of Federal Ministry of Information. Now, tender journal is the print magazine mentioned specifically in the Act that you must, amongst others, that you must advertise if you are going to advertise. Now, in addition to the tender journal, you are required to advertise in 2 widely circulating newspapers. That is national newspapers, not papers that you know are located in a city paper.
Aliyu, the head of the Bureau of Public Procurement, part of the interactions with local manufacturers and companies who are involved in contracts with the Nigerian government. Of course, the main talk, the headline there is about Buy Made in Nigeria. Let's come back to you after the break. We'll look into the markets as we see the second to the final trading day in the month of August.